Hi everyone, it's Jane here. Just going to do a little bit of craft with you today. I've not been able to do, still not been able to do very much. Had a bit of a lurgy or something going on. Don't know what that was all about. But I've kind of felt a bit, I still feel, I'm sorry to say the same thing again, still feel like I don't have everything I need in the right place and it's all just a bit of a mission. So I decided to watch some YouTube videos to see if I could get some inspiration, something that I could do that was quite easy, it didn't need a lot of stuff. So I started watching the new series that the lady at, I think it's Tina, at Shabby Dabby Doodah has been doing. And she's been doing some altered books. And I've never done anything like that before. So I thought I'd give that a go. Just because I thought it would be, there'd be less stuff that I needed to get, and gathered up some things that I need. And hopefully I'll have some bits and pieces here that I can work with. Merlin, hey baby, what are you up to? So obviously now I've got a Merlin friend, as usual. So I got a book and I've watched through the tutorials about what to do with the actual book in order to start. So the method that I've seen most people use is to go through the book and tear out pages so you don't have too many pages, and then stick other pages together, and you can stick them together to make pouches and pockets. So let me just show you what I've done, because I sort of adapted it a little bit, because I think when I've been pulling pages out, I've already pulled some pages out of this book to use for book page in the past, but I think when I had pulled them out, I hadn't been particularly careful, so I'd ended up with along here sort of like a ridge where I'd pulled them out, and I couldn't get that out without pulling everything away from the seam. So what I ended up doing was sticking the pages together either side of that messy bit, and then I've ended up being able to stick the pages together. So these two I've stuck together. This is like a little pouch. Obviously that hasn't worked very well, so I need to re-stick that. I've been having some glue issues, but I'm hoping that I need to find my other glue. These ones have been stuck together. So I'm just going to flick through this and see if there are any, so that I could show you what I did. It would probably be later on in the book. Morning, mind your tail. Yeah, there aren't really any left. I did most of them yesterday, so that's not very helpful. But I did see one back here that was a little bit iffy. So here we go. Here's one where I've obviously ripped pages out and the edge has become a little bit rough and ready, a little bit weak. So what I've done is I have stuck those pages together. So I've been using this glue stick because it's the one that I had. I reckon you could probably get away with a cheaper glue stick for this, like just an ordinary basic Pret stick or something like that, which would be a lot less expensive. But this is just what I had, so it's what I used for now. So you can see that if I pull that too hard, the integrity of that page has been compromised to the point where it's likely to all just fall out. But if I can stick this together, now this has already been stuck together, so there's already two. What we'll have now is three. So that's quite a strong piece of paper now. Do still have some that are just one thickness. This is a stuck together page. This is a stuck together page. So is that. So is that. Quite a lot of them are stuck together pages now. That's one little loose one. That's a loose one. That's stuck together. So is that. That's a loose one. That's a loose one. So if we have too many pages in the end, I can just pull those loose ones out. But I think we're okay because most of these are stuck together now. So that is good. I'm not quite sure what I'm going to do with this. As you can see, it's kind of got a bit mottled, a bit kind of damaged by time. I might just cover that with something, maybe some scrapbook paper or something like that. These pages do get stuck together, these fly sheets, so I may just stick those two together and then put something here, but I haven't really decided on that yet. What I wanted to start to try and do today was to experiment with the right. This is the one that I didn't do very well with, isn't it? I'm trying some different glue because my Fabrifix is running out and I have got a new one somewhere, but I haven't been able to find that yet. If the worst comes to worst, I guess I'll just get myself a new pot. But I thought I'd try this glue because, again, I've been sort of watching Tina at Shabby Dabby Doodah, and this is the glue that she uses. So I thought I would just give it a try and see if I can make it work for me. So let me just stick that on there for now. Now I'm going to be all covered in glue. Ugh. Okay. So the good thing with this glue is it's got quite a thin nozzle. So you can just go up the edge in quite a thin stream. That obviously is more difficult than it needs to be. So that's all good. That's going to be stuck down now, hopefully. I'll leave that for a while to just do its thing and stick. You have to kind of leave these things for a bit and come back to them. So that's my new glue that I'm giving a go. It's tacky glue, Anita's tacky glue. So I'll let you know how I get on with Anita's tacky glue. Careful, Mel's, come on. You can't get in the glue. That's not good for you. I'm not quite sure how the lid goes back on. Whether you just push it back on or screw it back on. I'm trying to screw it back on with lefty loosey, righty tighty, and that doesn't seem to be working. But anyway, it is what it is. So that's been that. So I've gone through all these pages and kind of tried to start to have some pages that I can work with. And then what she does in her thing that she's doing is, it's not really sticking, is it? Maybe I just need to let that be for a bit. Let's let that go for a little while and see. So then what she tends to do is paint the pages, and she's using emulsion paint. I don't have any of that. So I thought what I would do is use some gesso. I actually need some more gesso, so I'm gonna have to order some more. And so I think I can just use what I've got here for now, because we're gonna have to let it dry anyway, so it's a bit at a time, isn't it? So I'm just going to use the gesso. really sure whether it will be enough to give you decent coverage, because these pages you're going to use to write on. So if it doesn't give decent coverage, might have to go over it twice. And also looks like the page is going to curl up, which I wasn't expecting. So that's with gesso. I think my other idea was to use some acrylic paint. What have I done with that little bit of paper? There it is. Okay, so I've got some greaseproof paper there that I just used to mix a little bit of acrylic paint. Let me just grab my acrylic paint and see how this looks, because maybe this is the way to go. We shall see. So I think this is why I'm finding crafting so frustrating at the moment. It's because I don't have all the things that I need. That just drives me mad. Right, let's try. So I've got just a bit of white acrylic paint. I'll just put a blob of it there. I'm not going to bother to clean the brush because it's already got white on it. It's basically not a problem. See, I don't think even the acrylic paint is going to cover it that well. So we might be in a position where we need to have either 2 coats. Maybe I need to find a different tack on this somehow. Maybe I do need to get a small pot of emulsion. I know you can get those little baby tester pots, can't you? They might be quite a good idea. Yeah, I don't know whether I'm... because these pages you want to be able to write on. So we do need to knock that wording back a little bit more. Let's try a little bit more of this on here. So in effect, this will be like 2 layers. I think the acrylics, I don't know, the acrylic might be a bit better. Not so sure. Not what I was expecting. So I'm not quite sure. The other alternative that I've got is to maybe use some texture paste or crackle pastes. So I might give that a try. I might try and order some more opaque gesso and see if that makes a difference. Because otherwise I'm going to be putting a lot of layers of paint on here, and it wasn't meant to go that way. It's going to be so much easier. So that is starting to cover it more. Maybe I just didn't use enough. So it does look like 2 layers is needed at least. Maybe I'll just leave that to dry for a little bit, and then I can start to do a few more pages. It's difficult because they all need time to dry. My plan was originally to put some greaseproof paper between each sheet and see whether that worked. But I don't want to pull that paint off there now because it's quite a lot on there. Maybe I'll just put that in between there for now. Just work on this page. And I don't want to be too sort of neat and tidy about it, because we're going to decorate and we're not going to spend too much time hassling over it. Now I've just painted my nail. Let's just get a little bit of greaseproof paper. Do a few pages at a time. See how we go. How wrong can it go? Fairly wrong. I kind of feel like all my craft projects at the moment are a mission. So whereas where I was in my other flat, everything was to hand. I kind of had everything exactly where I needed it, and it was all just really easy to get to. Things kind of worked in the way that I thought. So this one is fine now. Had to bribe him with treats to get the paint off of his back foot. But he is all fine. Back foot is all clean. He's full of treats. Butter would not melt, would it? Thank you for watching. And I'll catch up with you again soon with a bit more craft and hopefully no more painty footprints.